Baby Sahar drew her last breath just over a month after she was born. She weighed barely 2 kilos. Malnutrition has killed a dozen other children in the Ghouta suburb of the Syrian capital in the last few months. Doctors say the siege imposed by the Syrian government has caused hundreds of children to suffer from moderate to severe malnutrition. This mother pleads to roads be opened and the siege to end. She wants aid convoys to bring medicine, not just food. Similar cries for help are being made in other areas of Syria. Amnesty International says the surrender or starve strategy, which has forced thousands of Syrians from their homes, is a crime against humanity. More than 500,000 people continue to be besieged following the displacement of hundreds of thousands. In the past year, the UN helped end the siege for 275,000 people in the rebel-held areas of Aleppo city. 75,000 were besieged in Al-Wa'ar in Homs. 4,000 people were evacuated from Daraya, and at least 65,000 were under siege in the 4 towns of Madaya, Zabadani, Kafrea and Fua. Amnesty says the tactic of mass displacement by the Assad regime using sieges and forced evacuations is not reconciliation. The Human Rights Campaign group urges world leaders to not just take the local ceasefire agreements on face value, but view them in the context of systemic violations of international law. Syrians in besieged areas have been forced to leave their ancestral homes after months of hunger and bombardment. For years, they've been telling the world how they feel.
I left Aleppo, my town. Our fathers and grandfathers lived there. The Shia militias came to raise their flags with the Russian occupiers. This is our country. The whole world let us down.
Rights workers say there is ample evidence of restricting access to humanitarian medical aid, as well as air and ground assaults on hospitals and homes, which amounts to war crimes. Despite repeated calls for action, aid workers and many Syrians are disappointed that all they've seen is inaction and excuses by the international community, a treatment they say future generations will not forget. Osama bin Javaid, Al Jazeera, Gaziantep.